Mitravan Bandhuvam, welcome to South Asia Maps Your Education channel. This is your presenter Dr. J. Reddy. Mitravam, we are exploring further the human ecology predicament series. Human ecology covers everything. Humans on planet Earth, their interaction with abiotic, biotic things. That covers a plethora of diverse overlapping fields. This is the predicament we have here, impasse we have here. 108 series. The title of today's presentation is Post-Territorial Expansion USA Dilemma, United States. USA is a very wealthy country, very powerful country. Now people still believe, but beneath that there is a very serious dilemma. This dilemma happened when the country was first proclaimed independent away from British European colonialism in 1774. Fought got independent. Within 100 years or so, it expanded coast to coast. That is, after 1850, if you take Alaska around about 1870, almost 100 years. After 1853, or if you add Alaska, 1869 AD. That does not matter much in this presentation. So, post-territorial expansion US dilemma. This is the dilemma icon. This is human ecology or human impasse. The nation now stays at carrying capacity deficit. You see, the carrying capacity, ability of the land to support the people permanently. The word permanently is very critical in carrying capacity. This donkey can hold this one rice bag, can support carrying this permanently without any problem. If you add 3 or 4, it will walk for a few hours and collapses. That means it still supports, you think in the beginning, that is actually carrying capacity deficits. It is running or phantom carrying capacity. Instead of the donkey, you put the planet Earth or United States. Instead of the rice bags, you put the human load, population load or ecological load, essentially the same. Carrying capacity surplus, carrying capacity deficits, CCP. Post-territorial expansion, the dilemma of the powerful nation on the earth is it is staring at severe carrying capacity deficits it is running. That is the point. You will get clarity after this presentation. Mitravan Bandhuvan, if you are new to our presentations, I have posted more than 410 fascinating presentations for you. If you take the time, open the videos and listen them, you will get a fascinating inkling of very different fields from Indology, human ecology. That is YouTube channel South Asia Maps, or you can type J. Reddy South Asia Maps. There are 418 videos as of 2023 August. This is our fascinating human ecology series. We are at 108. USA post-territorial expansion dilemma after 1850s. Before that, I have posted similar very fascinating series. Hope that will benefit you and that will give you the ecological perspective. Normally, you get to political social perspective that is very incomplete and gives a very false appearance of human civilization now. So other series before that and other series before that, I put a lot of effort on the population demography there again. This is the initial series, taking over, carrying capacity, drawing down new world and overshoot ecological bloom crash, diachronic competition, cornucopian paradigm. So you can just look in our playlist, human ecology. You find them in that our YouTube channel. So this is the dilemma the nation is facing. This is the ecological view of the history, ecological perspective. This is the ecological paradigm when compared to normal socio-political paradigm. So 1776, the new nation was born. 1776, new nation was born. Westward expansion. Most Europeans thought the native Indians, Red Indians, Amerindians are redundant population. They removed them, eliminated them. Some eventually were put into reservations as a secondary subordinate human beings. American frontier opened rapidly. It's called manifest destiny. The European settlers, their descendants of the New World, felt their destined to expand from coast to coast, Atlantic Ocean to Pacific Ocean. 1803, the prominent European leader at the time, Napoleon, the ruler of France, sold vast territory called Louisiana Territory during the American president purchased it, and that is called New France, added to territory. This is the Indian territory. This is the 13 colonies. Then Spanish war with Spain broken and America annexed the Florida territory, expanded. Then 1845, Texas was a sort of independent country for a few years. Americans occupied it, war with Mexico war and Texas occupation. Immediately after, Mexican lot of annexation of the territory, Mexican cessions, Alta California, California and Nevada and Utah, Arizona and lot of other areas. That's called at the time Alta California. The down is Baja California and so on. A Mexican territory. Then they purchased some more land in the border to build the Continental Railway line. That small area gets then purchased from Mexico, small area Arizona, New Mexico. 1869, the President of America purchased the Alaska from the Emperor of Russia, Russian Empire, Soviet Russian Empire, Tsar. So coast to coast expansion round about 1774 to 1850, Alaska, and 1869. What is the ecological? This is the taking over. Americans, European colonizers, their descendants took over the land from the flora and fauna, replacing them. Then they encountered native Indians. They also replaced them and they confined them to the reservation. So this is the taking over of the land for their own benefit. That's called takeover, ecological takeover from flora and fauna. That is done. That's the initial part. That's the expansion. Post-expansion. The post-expansion is the drawing down. Mostly they mined a lot of minerals, metals, especially the coal. It found a tremendous amount of the coal on the planet Earth, built the industrial civilization, big cities, towns, continental railway lines, then the oil discoveries of 1850s, and start road construction, gave everybody automobile. The nation has around about 333 million people now. As of 23, it has more than 333 million cars. We are not talking about the buses, the trucks and rest of the automobiles. We are talking about only just cars. Almost every person has a car in the, so they become colossal now. So the drawing down has a limitation because the drawn means you're drawing down the minerals, metals which are deposited geologically for millions of years. You're depleting them and you dig deeper and deeper, you get lesser quality ores, very difficult for industrial civilization, especially the coal, oil, natural gas are depleting. The country heavily depends upon the foreign oil supply. So it runs immense amount of carrying capacity. That means carrying capacity is not just population. It is the living standard of the people. Everybody drives the car around about 30-40 miles per day. They have to have high standard of living. Lives in the air-conditioned houses, centrally heated homes, lives in suburbia. So this is the carrying capacity. The country is suffering carrying capacity deficits. There is a population redundancy. The nation of America cannot support 333 million people with this affluence. Maybe if the affluence goes to very down, like a very primitive level of living around about 1800, it can support some, but it can support this many. The population has to come down drastically. That means in the beginning there used to be carrying capacity surplus. Now there is a carrying capacity deficits. That is the human ecological view. That is the dilemma the nation is facing. Remember, CCP, carrying capacity, is maximum permanently supportable load. You have to support the people forever. That's very important. That's why for the new immigrants, the things are becoming very difficult. The American dream practically ended, because it ended after World War II, but we can put it to 1970s when the Richard Malus Nixon demitted his office in 74 or so. Political American dream falters. It lacks the ecological basis. It lacks the carrying capacity surplus that enjoyed before the World War II. So that's what it is running on the phantom carrying capacity. That's why almost all the countries are the same, but we are concentrating on the most powerful nation on the planet Earth. So that means this powerful nation from 1774 or 76 to 1850 expanded coast to coast in the manifest destiny, and has an American dream, non-competitive lifestyles. Everybody can live happily, they can do whatever it may be. Now the dilemma is, it is running on carrying capacity deficits. It is enjoying rapidly depleting phantom carrying capacity, and it suffers from immense amount of population pressure, and redundancy anxiety. For any minor economic recession, it will be hard for the nation to support that many people, 333 millions, at that high standard of living. Everybody consuming so many resources per day, fossil fuel, energy, electricity, and so on. So that is the dilemma that the nation faces. That is the human ecology predicament 108. Post-territorial expansion, the dilemma of the powerful nation on the earth is, it states that the carrying capacity deficits. This is the ecological view of the history. Hope this will put you in a deeper and more articulate analysis when people discuss about the US, its economy, and so on. See you in other presentations, Mitram and Bandhu. I think next presentation will be termination of colonialism, earlier graduates and later graduates. And see you later in other presentations. Thank you very much for joining me today. Please subscribe the channel if you like the content, and bring it to the notice of your friends, and also post your comments and suggestions.